Welcome to the final week of the 10-week Climate Action Challenge. If you've stuck with us over the past 9 weeks, then I want to give my deepest thanks to you for stepping up and taking action to help the climate crisis. We hope you found the course educational and that you've taken action that you can be proud of. This week's topic is divesting. Divesting means taking our money from investments that are harmful to the climate crisis and moving it into investments that are greener and more productive for our future. There are two main ways that everyday Aussies have investments that could be going into fossil fuel companies. One is our bank accounts, and the second is the superannuation funds. So unfortunately, a lot of the bank and super funds are still investing in fossil fuels. The good news is there's an organization called Market Forces that has done the research for you, and in a minute I'll show you their website where you can find out where your bank and super fund stands. So for the challenge for this week, if you haven't already, check out where your bank and super fund stands at the Market Forces website and consider divesting. If you've already done this, for this week we ask you to simply share a post or your story with friends and family, encouraging them to divest. So talk about your experience. The other thing you could do is ask a friend or a partner, have you divested yet? Have a bit of a conversation. So that's the challenge for this week, and let's head on over to the website. So head on over to marketforces.org.au. We'll start by looking at banks. Go to Campaigns, Banks. Scroll down until you get to the Banks Comparison table. Here you'll find where your bank stands. So under the red section, they have banks that are still investing in fossil fuels and the amount loaned since 2016. So you're looking to see if your bank is here and if they're still investing in fossil fuels. These are banks owned by other banks which invest in fossil fuels. So for example, St. George is owned by Westpac. If your bank is here, you've got a few options. So you can use the Market Forces Put Them on Notice form to send an email to your bank letting them know that you're not happy about their investments in fossil fuels. You can also tell them to stop here. You also want to check out the green section. So these are banks with no record of funding fossil fuels since 2016. So you've got that they've invested nothing and also their position statement they've provided to Market Forces. Down here, they also show us that Suncorp was investing in fossil fuels, but then they divested in 2008, 2009. Here are a few other banks that don't invest, but they haven't provided a position statement to Market Forces. So these are banks you might consider switching to, and you can thank them and send them an inquiry through Market Forces. They do have a How to Switch Banks page, which has a guide as well as, they suggest putting your bank on notice, find a new bank, check out the guide, and there's a link to fill in a form that will send your old bank and your new bank letters letting them know that you've made the switch. They also encourage you to spread the word if you are going to divest. Go over to Super Funds Comparison Table. So they have a different scale. So this is all about, do they have a coal investment exclusion? Do they have an oil and gas investment exclusion? And what percentage of votes were in favour of a climate-related shareholder resolution? So Australian Ethical Super, they are one that have green ticks in all. So this means they have a comprehensive statement and 100% votes in favour. The other one I know of is Future Super, although it says they haven't had votes in favour. Down here you can have a look at the scale here. So it's comprehensive, some, minimal, and none. So have a look where your super fund stands, and then you might want to think about switching. So to switch, you want to open a new fund with the new super fund you choose, contact them. And then to close your old super account, you want to go to this page and it tells you how to consolidate your super funds. So that means moving all your super into one account. This is also good if you've got a few different super accounts. You can save money, less paperwork, and other benefits. So then you want to consolidate your super, and you also want to let your employer know about your new superannuation fund that you've set up. So that's the challenge for this week and the end of the 10-week climate action challenge. We want to thank you so much again for taking real action to help the climate crisis.